chill?
Yeah. That's what I want to know.
That's true, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So, oh yeah, I'll always know you did.
It's like the person that always stays on the fence about everything until one side wins, and then they're like, "Oh, I've been riding with that dude forever."
Like,
so what you're saying is everybody was bandwagon hopping?
I mean, it is what it is. I don't care.
Like you said, it's a fad. You know, like people just want to, you know, be a part of something, be attached to something. Like, you know, like, oh, the pictures. Oh, I want to do one too. I'm not gonna be sweet. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, do you really even know what it is? Do you really support it?
Right.
Like,
for those who don't know, what we're referring to is we're talking about, you know, gay marriage, you know, federally passing. You know, you know, so it's federally legal now. You know, I know a lot of states are against it. It's a couple states that are
let's save that for the next for the next segment. But on the topic of shoes, fucking, where would you like? Where what the occasion specifies. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying don't wear grade 5s to prom?
No. If you're going out on a nice date with your girl,
don't wear grade 5s.
Don't wear fucking sneakers. Don't wear sweatpants. Don't do none of that shit. Right? If it's just a casual date, whatever, do you. But if you're going out to a nice place, wear some nice shit.
You said more of the story, you know, KO rules.
If you're gonna fucking go play ball in shoes that are meant to play ball in. You don't need to stunt all the time. Especially when you live at home with your mom. And she buys your shoes. The more you know.
The more you know, Rainbow Star.
Alright, so another big thing that has happened lately is so gay marriage just got passed federally to be thumbs up for those that are into that. And so I don't know, what are your guys' view on this?
I mean, I don't know. It's just been an ongoing type of thing for years. I mean, eventually it was going to happen, but I mean, it's just national. I mean, but it's already been in the making. You know, you can see it in the movies, TV shows, commercials. You know, more and more, you know, lesbian, gay. You know,
once anything makes it to the mass media, it becomes more accepted.
Pretty much. It is. I mean, look, I'm trying to think something.
I just don't know. What the thing that surprises me the most about it is like, yo, it was fucking 2015. Like, what took us so long?
Well, you had to get a president in there that was cool with being blamed for gay marriage. You got to understand, it's blamed.
Barack is like on his way out. He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck.
Gives zero fucks.
He don't care. So he's passing whatever he wants to pass. And you got to be the president that's cool with people writing books blaming you for ruining America. That's what's gonna happen.
Did you see him when he gave the speech for this? Like, there was some transgender person there that was heckling him, and he was like, "No, not in my house." Like, damn, bro. But yeah, I just don't understand it. Multiple other countries have been accepting of this. It's just so weird, man.
That we're behind?
Well, it's because, I mean, it's partly due to the Bible Belt. It's partly due to certain ethnic races that have been always against it, which is really weird because, like, there's been studies, and like the biggest group that voted against gay marriage for a long time was African Americans.
Yes.
Which fucking baffles me. Because you would think that they would have some sort of like empathy.
You gotta think of the black church.
Like,
you gotta think of the black church. The
black church
is still falls within that realm of Christianity.
What's even weirder though is that in certain communities though, like there is a huge black gay community.
Yes.
So that's
Baltimore,
that's what I never
Atlanta,
understood.
obviously.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. It's certain places in New York I've been where it's like ridiculous. Philly. I mean it's
Yeah.
I mean, this is how it is.
But it's just like, you know, like I just don't understand it.
That's also why young cats gotta go vote. Because part of the problem is all the people you speaking about, like that part of the African American community fits into the same group as like the old white people, the old, you know, whatever ethnic group. Like the older you are, the older the thoughts are. Young cats gotta go vote, bro.
This is the
young
thing.
Cats won't go vote.
This is the thing. We got a black president. Like when we all band together, being the younger generation, we got a black president.
Yeah, we can pretty much put anybody we want.
We can do this shit. So all this complaining about all this shit that's been happening lately and fucking
go do something about it.
Yeah, and fucking popular culture. Like we could make those changes.
Go do something about it.
We just have to fucking band together and do it.
Take your ass to the ballot box.
Yeah.
Cats don't want to do it.
No, first of all, educate yourself on the issues.
Correct.
And then go and vote on it.
Yeah, but cats are standing in line for the Jays, though. They go get them Jordans.
They play fucking Xbox.
Like they go play the Xbox, but they won't get up and go vote. You know, and don't just vote every fucking 4 years. Vote every 2 years. Vote at your, at your biannual elections. Yeah. Vote at those two. Those are the ones that actually mean something. You know
it's like in all these like, especially like lately with like all the like the police brutalities or even with like the domestic like terrorist things that's been going on. Like you have to understand that part of the problem here is that it's like the local government, right? It's your local government.
Props to you for saying domestic terrorist, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, Cash won't. You know, Cash refused to use the word terrorist. When because, it's like a guy that's like not Middle Eastern.
It's because mass media wants to label the idea of what a terrorist looks like to a fucking savage. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you look like you're from the Middle East, right, and you have a fucking turban on, they want to label you a terrorist. But if you're a fucking white person in the United States that goes on a fucking church shooting spree, they want to say, "Oh, you're troubled youth."
You have
it's the same fucking thing.
You have a mental illness.
Yo, terrorism comes foreign and domestic, man. That's just how it is. Right. And people need to stop trying to fucking label other people, because that's part of the whole problem with the Middle East is that that we label those people to be less than we are, and that's not the fucking case. That's just like a low key form of fucking bigotry.
Yeah. It's not even low key no more.
Yeah.
Cash don't even care.
But like, that's what the United States is like. The United States.
Straight up with it now.
We get this from Europe, right? Because in Europe, like everybody's low key fucking racist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, but in the United States, we're usually like very head on, but we do these underlying racist things, like label people into certain groups.
Or like calling, like if you're a loud black guy, to call you a thug. They still call Asian people Oriental. You know they still do that. I heard a man call Asian people Oriental. I was like, bro, that's a spice from the food, bro.
This is the thing.
You calling cats spices now?
Sometimes people sometimes there's a lot of Americans that are sheltered and they don't know any better. Listen, there's a lot of Americans that are sheltered and they don't know any better, right? And that's how they were raised, so they don't know that is a derogatory term. But using the phrase Oriental is derogatory when you're applying it to a person.
We still think Chinese people speak Chinese.
Some of us, yeah. I mean, we do, but there's different forms.
There's different forms of the language. You know, like we get taught it's just Chinese. I told you I didn't find out until like last year that there's actual different languages spoken in China. I just always assumed everything was Chinese.
There's so many.
And my man was like, bro, he was like, man, you know about Mandarin? And
I speak Mandarin and some Taiwanese, and like when I bump into people that are like Cantonese, I can't understand.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But yeah, like
that's my that's my American education at work.
You just put me up on that.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea.
I mean, I'm familiar with the languages, but like as far as like that being different,
Yeah, it just got
branches of.
We get taught.
I mean,
it's just Chinese.
The thing is, like, do you guys really need to know that?
Yeah. Yes.
We need to know.
Yes, I need to know when I go to a different country.
It's like secret code.
What this dude's talking.
Yeah.
So I don't just insult him.
Yeah. It's like if I take Chinese, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking a specific language, and then I'm walking down here, and somebody's like, whoa. I bring out the manual, like I don't remember that being in the book. Like what they talking about?
Yeah,
it's like they speaking something different. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's good to be up on something.
I mean, it is. I don't know.
As Americans, we should get taught that, especially since we're a melting pot.
Well, that is true.
You have people who speak different languages that are of the same cultural, background or same, ethnic background.
Yeah.
You want to know the difference between what they're saying.
But logically, though, like that should kind of already be implied.
Yeah.
Because even in the United States, like you know what I'm saying, like the way that we speak up here in the Midwest is totally different from Southerners, right? And it's totally different from West Coast people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the same. That applies everywhere.
You know
what I'm saying? Like people
just have a basic understanding.
It's like the same thing. Like people, like they think that all Africans speak like African.
Right. They speak African.
Yeah. It just depends on like what region, what tribe you're from.
Yeah, that's idiotic. The way stuff is taught here is dumb. Like we don't get taught right.
I mean, a lot of the shit Columbus discovering America is fucking dumb.
Yeah, cats still believe that. Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Put in a book. It must be true.
With the whole gay marriage thing, though, like fucking whatever. It doesn't fucking affect me any. I'm happy that people are now allowed to do what they want to do.
Right.
People need to stop fucking putting on Facebook though, like, oh, such and such, you guys could get married now, this and that. Maybe they don't want to get married. Just be happy that they have the option though.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. You know what I'm
paperwork.
saying? Yeah. I have family members that are gay, and I'm happy for them. And you know what I'm saying? I just think that it's, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like this day and age is like civil rights movement, in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? And we're finally tearing down some of these fucking old savage barriers.
I try. The thing is, they could have been torn down, but I think that. Well, I don't think I know that it's all about money. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
You got athletes that came out, actors, actresses, and it's like, okay, now we can capitalize off of this and then make it a big thing. You know, and music and everything. So it's like, okay, now we got a big old, you know.
In music, the gay community spends almost as much money as Southern folks.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, like, we allegedly, so we have around what is it, 350 million people in America, like roughly. There's allegedly 10% of that population.
I would think it's even more than that.
No, that's what they say. They say 10% is known. The gay community says that over 10%.
Now that it's accepted, you're going to see more and more people come out, so, which is good, because now people just don't have to live in fear, which you should never have to live in fear.
So a minimum, what? There's 35 million people. At minimum, you think somebody don't want those votes?
Not only that, but they spend money, bro.
Yeah, you think somebody don't want that money? Right. You think somebody's not looking like, hey man, if I get them on my side, they gonna vote for me. That's 35 million people that's gonna vote for me.
Think about it like this, okay? Britney Spears is still getting bread.
Straight,
what do you think her major demographic is?
Gay community.
Oh, yeah. So if the gay community can keep Britney Spears in fucking business,
Beyonce,
that is a huge demographic to reach out to. Yeah, and Beyonce.
Rihanna.
Like,
Rihanna. You know, Nicki. Like, come on, man.
They all get this bread.
They openly talk about it, so it's like,
they all get this money.
Justin, I don't know what type of
I thought you were gonna say Sam Smith or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie though, that fucking Skrillex Diplo track with Justin Bieber on it is not that bad.
Is it fire?
I heard it while I was at the gym and I didn't know it was Justin Bieber.
Is it fire though?
It's not fire, but it's alright. I can't label it as being fire.
You're not gonna say it's the fire?
No, I can't do that.
You know fire, you know fire.
It's pretty good though. I didn't know it was him, and then I was like, damn.
He was like, beats?
I asked somebody, I was like, yo, who's this on this track? And they're like, this is Justin Bieber. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
He was like, damn.
And then I proceeded.
He said, I wanted to say it was fire.
But I couldn't say it was fire.
But I couldn't.
But, yeah, man.
Had to renege on the fire.
I don't know. It boggles my mind how things like this and like the whole transgender thing is such a big issue now.
Well,
I feel like a lot of people would be doing all types of way weirder shit in their private lives.
Like what? Child pornography?
They wouldn't want to get fucking.
I mean, y'all want to talk about all?
No, I'm talking about stuff that's not illegal.
I'm just saying, because there's a lot of extra shit that goes on out here. You know what I'm saying? And then it's
and most of the time, it's like the people that are against fucking stuff like that.
That's my point. And it's a whole bunch of guys in here in people's neighborhoods that's like child molesters or that only went to jail for fucking 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
My whole
shit like that.
My whole view on that is that like as Americans, for whatever reason, we hold like a lot of things to be taboo, right? Like drug use is taboo. Fucking gays were taboo at one point. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? All this stuff is taboo. So you grow up with like being taught all this stuff is taboo and it's bad and it's whatever. So you have these people though that are they hold in all this stuff and it becomes a type of like aggression or a type of self-hatred at some point, right? Mm-hmm. And then they act out on it, and that's why there's all this stuff. But if like the United States put more money into like mental health issues or just opening up like therapy sessions for these type of people so that they could talk about their emotions and their feelings when it comes to this stuff, because that stuff wouldn't happen all the time. But think about it like this, like all these priests, right? I don't even think that it's like priests are pedophiles. I think priests just have mental health issues. Not only that, but they're like, they suppress all these natural instincts of being a human for so long that they fucking blow up and they start fucking touching little kids and shit.
Right.
But some of them are pedophiles. I'm not trying to justify that whatsoever. I'm just saying though that like because of all these taboos that we place upon ourselves as being fucking Americans, like you're gonna get those people that act out on it. Especially when like our mental health system in America is fucked.
We don't educate them. It's not enough education. It's not enough education.
We put money in the military complex.
We put shit and stuff
that
don't
money
matter.
on all this shit, but we take away money from fucking education
and technology. We don't put money in technology.
Extracurricular activities.
In education.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't even put money into the health field anymore. That's all corporate. That's all corporate money now. The whole health field.
Well, it's all been
It's
privatized.
all privatized.
Yeah,
privatized. So it's like we're
anything
essentially-
that's privatized, the jail system.
Yeah.
Everything that's privatized.
We
is
don't put
fucked.
money in that no more. We won't put money in technology. We won't put money in education. We won't put money in health. We won't put money in anything except the military. That's pretty much it. Military
I just
got
hope
that
whoever our next president is, I hope that they make that change and put more money in education. That is the cure for all the ills of the world right now. Is education.
Maybe they don't want you to be educated.
You educate
They
them.
don't.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they don't want you to be educated. Maybe you
Well,
gotta teach
much.
yourself. Yeah.
But with
teach
the
yourself.
mobility of information these days, though, like that could only get to a certain point
You gotta
before
teach yourself.
before we fucking uprise, like the
Right.
fucking French Revolution and shit. You know
You gotta teach yourself. That's what you gotta do now.
Like
This is
that.
probably the most educated generation in the history of the United States. Even though people don't think that way because they think, oh, they see all the idiots on World Star. It's 10 times more smart people.
I would
10 times.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh man, it's not even close.
I would say that the group of people that are self-educating has increased, but it still doesn't outweigh the group of stupid people.
I'll say this.
And at the same time, I don't think it's ever going to be like that because there has to be people like
I'm
that.
saying you getting like us getting Barack Obama as president.
It should have been a change.
Us getting him as president alone lets you know how self-educated people are because he won by one of the biggest margins in U.S. history for a president. So that his whole winning percentage was based upon that 18 to 35-year-old vote that never votes.
Right.
So like that group of people was educated. They learned something. They easily
But-
could have went to the poll and said, let's get Sarah Palin as vice president and the old man is the president.
But the
and
thing
we all
though
good.
is like after we got him into office,
Right.
that same group of people, a lot of them just gave up on
they
stuff.
didn't vote in the biannual elections, which is one of the problems.
They didn't
Right.
they didn't continue to
They didn't
keep
continue.
on self-educating
They
themselves.
didn't continue.
Yeah.
So hopefully it was a step in the right direction.
It was a fad, like I said. Like,
Right.
like everything else is a
Right.
fad. Oh, black president is
Of course everything's a fad.
So it's like, oh, we'll keep you know. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's more to that.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
You gotta now the next president has to make the fad continue after 2 years.
Well, what it should have done.
And you gotta be like, all right, well, you voted for me, vote for that guy. You know what I'm saying? Vote for that guy. Go research that guy.
What it should have done is it should have trickled down into their state governments and their local governments. That
Yeah.
education.
Do you get
You
taught?
know,
Do you get taught state government in school?
You should,
You
but
don't.
they don't.
You don't.
They don't.
And that's part of the problem.
They like lightly touched on it when they touched on like the 3 branches.
They'll talk about all the presidents, right? How many times did you remember in class your teacher talking about the state governor or the state's, the secretary?
Or
of state,
even just the
or
fucking mayor of
whoever.
your city.
The mayor, you stay in Ipsy. They didn't have like a specific Ipsy history
Nah, it-
segment in the course. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the mayor, who was the last mayor. They don't do that.
Nah.
Board of Education,
They talking about, it's all
president.
older,
That's it.
older shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They
okay,
want to talk
I
about.
get that. I mean, that's good. History is history.
Yeah.
What about the,
Most of the
Tell
stuff
me
that
about
they
what's
teach
going
you
on.
about history it wasn't even fucking
Right.
accurate either.
Yeah, it was like made up
Like,
shit. So-
who was the president that couldn't tell a lie? Abraham Lincoln? I can't even
That was
remember.
him. It was him. I cannot
But
tell.
that
why.
wasn't even true.
No, it wasn't true.
That was just something that they fucking made up.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like all this shit. There's so much shit that I learned in school. And now that I'm fucking older, I'm like, this is all bullshit.
I'm infuriated.
You know? But yeah, I don't know, man. People need to expand their minds and fucking
man.
continue to grow, and that's the only way that we could proceed with life.
Hey man, all in all, in the conversation, shout out, everybody who got the right to be married now. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shout out. That's what's up, man. Sign that paperwork.
The major part of that is
Get
it
locked
was
in.
just like, yeah, that's what it was like not only the paperwork, but it was like when it comes to insurance, when it comes to
Yes.
your last will and testament,
Yeah, taxes, all that
taxes,
stuff.
all that stuff. So now that everybody can benefit, like hopefully things take a turn for the better.
Everybody gets the same benefits now, baby.
Yeah, man. Except for the poor.
Except for the poor. God bless the poor.
But at least we're taking steps. Hopefully that can be taken care of
I
later.
don't know if we ever gonna help the poor.
We have to.
I don't think the government's ever
We
gonna
have
help
to.
the
I
poor.
get there,
Or
but
they
probably
revolt.
there another 20 years.
Any civilization
Help
that continuously did not take care of the poor has ended in a revolt and it's changed the whole government. And that's what will happen. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?